If you want to track something on a particular type of object, then that's how easy it is to add. You go into the setup screen, you add that field, and then you add it to the page layout. That's as easy as it is. Hey everybody, welcome back to another episode of Salesforce for Recruiters. I'm your host as always, Brad Owens, and I want to take a minute today to introduce you to fields inside of Salesforce. Now, what are fields inside Salesforce? Now, fields are any individual thing that you would like to track on some sort of object inside Salesforce. Now, to catch everyone up on what we talked about before, an object is just a type of thing inside of Salesforce. Inside of Salesforce, you could have a contact object, which is individuals. You could have an account object, which is the companies that we're recruiting for or recruiting from or trying to fill a job at. We have jobs, which we have particular things that we'd want to track as well. So any particular thing that you'd want to track different fields about, that's what we're going to talk about today. So I want to share my screen so that we can dig into this a little bit more. So what you're looking at here is a contact named Mariana inside of my system. So inside of my Salesforce system, which it has applicant tracking features powered by Asymbl, that's ASYMBL. If you want to learn more about that, it's asymbl.com, ASYMBL.com. So this is my Salesforce instance powered by the Asymbl ATS, which gives me the recruiting features. But I want to look at a particular contact today. So this is Mariana. Mariana has been working with us as a hiring manager for quite some time. Now it looks like we've got a few different things that we're tracking for Mariana. We're tracking what her name is, who she works for, her title, her LinkedIn URL, which we could jump right into if we wanted to from a click. We've got her phone numbers, we've got her email, who she reports to, and where she came from. So she was a lead from the web. One of the things I'm not keeping track of here that I may want to is maybe what department that Mariana works for. Now, department's not showing up here because it's not a field that I'm keeping track of, but I could add it if I wanted to. So I want to show you how we would do that. So this is our first introduction in this series to the Setup tab. Now, I want to show you inside of this object of a contact, the different things that you can do. And these are all our fields, all our relationships that we want to keep track of for a particular individual contact inside of Salesforce. So you can see we can keep track of things like their assistant, their assistant's phone number, their birthday. There's a bunch of different things in here that we're trying to keep track of that wasn't on that page. Like, look at this. We've got a department field that we want to keep track of. So if I wanted to create something new, let's be crazy with this. Let's say I wanted to create a new field. These are all the different types of fields that you can create. You can create checkboxes or money or currency things or dates or email addresses or whatever. Like you can start making crazy, crazy things here. I'm just going to do a simple text box here for today. I'm going to click on next. Now I have the ability to label this. So I'm going to be ridiculous and say, I don't know, height, right? We're going to track someone's height and it can be how long? We'll say it's going to be a maximum of like 8 characters, right? So now we are keeping track of someone's height. We can add a description to this thing if we wanted to, and a bunch of different things that you can and can set up. So we'll talk about this later. We don't need to dig into it right now. Right now, we're just setting up height. I'll go say I'm going to make this thing visible, and I'm just going to save it. So now I have a field called height, and you can see that I made it lowercase, so I can come back and see it later. So you can see it tracking height. So now, anytime we're on an individual and want to keep track of their height, we now have that ability. So if I were to go back to Mariana's page, I'll even click reload to show you that nothing's changed here. Just because it did something in the background, the page is still laid out the exact same way. But I can change that. So we created this height variable. Now we need to edit our page. So I'm on the contact here. I want to edit this page. And this is our page builder, the Lightning app page builder that they call it, inside of Salesforce. And everything on this page, you can see as I hover over it, is an individual component that we can move around and place anywhere we want to. Whether it's, I like this activity stuff above LinkedIn, or I want to take their LinkedIn profile and put it below, it's as easy as dragging and dropping. That's how hard it is to rearrange these things. So right now we're in our contact information section of our contact, and we want to add that height field. So that's over here in our fields. We can search for it. We can say we want our height. Look down here, we've got our height field. Now how do I get it on the page? Well, for those of you following along, we take it, we click it, we drag it, and we drop it. Now the height field is going to be on our page. So if I were to save this over here in the upper right-hand corner, and I wait for the changes to save, I can go back to my page, and as soon as it reloads, we should see our height field. Now we have the ability to track height on all of our contacts. So if I go in here and I say Mariana is 5'2", 5'92", 5'2", and click save. Now on Mariana's contact, she has a height of 5'2" inches, and we'd be able to track those types of things. Now there might be other contacts in our system, like Brian here, who when we go to his page, we haven't tracked his height, so we'd need to enter that. But you can see now every individual contact will have that height field that we can now keep track of. So that's what a field is inside of Salesforce. A field is just something that you'd like to track on any individual object inside of Salesforce, whether that object is a contact or an account, or if you have the Asymbl ATS, a job, or anything else that's inside Salesforce. If you want to track something on a particular type of object, then that's how easy it is to add. You go into the setup screen, you add that field, and then you add it to the page layout. That's as easy as it is. So this is a part of a series that I'm doing on Salesforce for recruiters. I'm trying to help demystify Salesforce for recruiters so they understand how much they can get from this platform. I was so wrong when I thought about just an individual ATS for my recruiting. As soon as I understood what Salesforce can do, I realized that I've been missing this my entire life. So I want to help you understand what Salesforce can do for your business. So if you've got any questions or you want to learn any more about this particular type of thing, like a field or an object or whatever else, put that in the comments. I want to hear what you need to learn and what you're curious about inside of Salesforce. I'm happy to teach it to you. And also, if you want to learn more about the applicant tracking system that we're using inside of here, it's the Asymbl applicant tracking system. It's asymbl.com. You can find everything there. And I want to thank you for spending some time with me and for learning along with me inside of Salesforce. My name is Brad Owens. This has been Salesforce for Recruiting. If you want to hear any more about this, there are plenty of other episodes like this inside YouTube or out on LinkedIn. Just search for Salesforce for Recruiting. You should be able to find it. Or my name, Brad Owens, and it should come up. Thank you so much for spending some time, and we'll talk to you on the next episode.